tell you about my dog. My dog is a demon.
Hi, Anastasia. Thanks for coming.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. What's filling your time
Awesome.
today?
Yeah. Uh, well, I'm still riding on cloud nine. I just met Hugh Jackman last weekend, so
Awesome. Yeah, I saw your Instagram story and I was like, "Oh my God." Is he as
I mean,
handsome as he is in the movies?
oh my gosh, yes, no, for real. He super genuine and seemed way more excited to see me than I was to see him, which is crazy because yeah. And then of course the first thing I said was, "Wow, you look really good."
I mean, who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't say that to Hugh Jackman? What did he say back to you?
I mean, he was like, "Oh, thank you," and then I was like, "Of course you look good." And like he had his hands on my shoulders. There was massive eye contact.
Just a lot of tension
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Anastasia, before we dive into your journey, let's start with who you are today. What excites you? What makes you you?
Wow, that's a really deep question. Who am I today? Well, today I am a lead licensed veterinarian technician at my practice. Uh, it it's been a learning uh road as most, but it's challenging and it's new for me, so it's always something fun to look forward towards. Let's see what else. Yeah, I love Marvel movies, and
Marvel movies.
yeah, I would say I still have a good work-life balance. And I'm getting married in 5 months.
Mazel tov, congrats.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm at a very high point of my life. It's always funny when people ask me like, "Who are you? Where are you going? Where are you right now?" And it's
Mhm.
like, let me think about that. It's like, oh, there's so many things to pick from and choose from, but it's like, you're living through it day by day. So you don't really think about it as or appreciate it as it's going.
Right. Are you guys getting married in the slopes?
Yes, we are.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
We are. I know. Yeah, we are getting married in at West, which is in like Deep Creek,
Okay.
and they're having us do it at the top of the mountain, which is going to be really cool.
Hmm.
It's right by where they make snow. Who knows what that'll look like? But then once we're done with the ceremony, then we'll ski down, dance and wave and stuff. And in our like wedding dress and
That
full
is
attire.
that is incredible. I can't wait to see the wedding pictures.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Talking about high points, and then there's certain low points. You and I share the experience of working with Peter Tripp. Um, you know, I had Chelsea on the pod. She was my first guest, so we filmed that yesterday. And I kind of want to talk about Peter and also how his story intersects with yours. What was it like working with Peter as a colleague, as a friend?
Wow. Um, that takes us back to like 2020, right? Um, I remember Peter just being just his normal witty self. He fit right in with the crew that we had, which was pretty awesome. Um, he was a good doctor. He was super compassionate. And then, but I wasn't really like super like close with him or anything in the beginning. It
Hmm.
wasn't until actually I saw Chelsea come in because she was working with Lap of Love at the time.
Right.
And so I picked up on the fact that she was anxious or like there was some kind of like nervous energy around her.
Hmm.
And the other thing about me is that I'm now a Reiki practitioner.
Hmm.
I got all that training and stuff done. I picked up on that and like instantly we clicked. She's also a Gemini. It's just something that like immediately like attracted me to her.
Right.
And so through my relationship with her, I became closer with Peter.
Hmm.
So we would go over to his house or to their house for like board games and stuff. And yeah, and just and he supported me actually at or they both supported me when I started my art journey. So that was really nice. And so I think that slowly like really brought us in together. And I didn't really get to work with him that much. I think it was because I'm also super chatty, and then he's also super chatty.
Uh-huh.
So when we're running appointments and stuff,
Yeah.
so it's like, oh, they can't work together because like they'll just take up the whole appointment talking. Um, which I think is important too, because you need that human interaction when it's for veterinary medicine, because sometimes you need to. I don't want to say it like this, but like heal the owner too, like calm them down from whatever it is that they may be suffering from in order for their pet to heal. So, and he was really good at that. He was really good at just making sure that people saw all sides of the problem before, they got into that catastrophic stage. So,
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I have the same, thinking about him too. I still remember him the same way. Um,
yeah.
yeah. Um, how did his passing affect you professionally and personally?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't think you were gonna be asking me questions like this. Oh my gosh. I can tell you the whole story. I was at home. I was off. It was such a beautiful day, and I just remember thinking about how beautiful it was. And then um, Carly called me. She was like boo booing, and so I was just like, she was trying to get into an apartment, and I was like, oh my gosh, like Carly, it's okay because you didn't get into the apartment. There's gonna be so many other apartments that you can get into. And like she couldn't get anything out, so of course that's the only thing I can think of is that she was just really upset about not getting into the apartment. And then when she told me that Peter had passed, I was just like, "Wait, what? What kind of?" I was
Yeah.
like, "This is a sick joke." I was like, "Girl, this is not funny."
Yeah.
And then of course, um, I think I called my fiance, and he came over, and then of course, again, Chelsea and I were close, so I was like, I called her. Actually, she lives 2 blocks from me, actually, so we see each other more often. Um, and she also comes to when I'm like at doing the art shows at the farmers market. Um, yeah, I called Chelsea. She didn't answer because I mean, of course, like why would she? She's going through so much. I'm sure everyone and then some is calling her, and so she did call me back before my partner got there. When she told me what happened, it was just like like another just I don't even know how to say it, like another brick wall just hitting you.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, she asked me to not tell anyone that it was something that was in his control essentially.
Right.
And so going to work day after day to see my coworkers suffering because we as humans we have the need to identify, we have the need to the want to be able to explain things
Hmm.
and the mm, how to say the need for them to want to be able to know identify what happened was harming them in ways that like they just didn't know and they needed to know. And also knowing that if they found out, which I was sure they would find out at some point, but it's just another like getting hit by a truck. It's like another truck. It's like it's not just something that it's like oh, it's something random like a brain aneurysm, something out of control. Just and then to find out that it was something that he did himself, it was just It was really hurtful. Professionally,
Have you ever been the same
it was
since he passed away? Has
um
in your work life?
no, I wouldn't say so. Um, I've known people throughout my life to pass from their own doing or to have a freak accident, and but this was a lot closer, and it's just kind of like, and also if you knew the type of person that he was, that wasn't something that you would have ever thought that he would have done.
Mm-hmm.
He never made self uh depreciating jokes at all. So yeah, I would say now we don't make jokes like that. And if other people do, we take it super seriously and we're like, hey, like, are you okay?
Right.
We have the assistant appointee, wait, employee assistance program, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
that has like free therapy sessions and things like that at tools. I would say now because of him, we have more tools and more compassion. I mean, we did also have a management change, so I think that also adds to
The
compassion
balance.
aspect.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I had a similar story. Jay called me and you know, I was driving, listening to music. I was very happy. And she tells me, "Are you sitting down?" And you know, she told me, "Is that Luna?"
Yeah.
Oh. And she tells me that that Peter passed away, and I couldn't believe it. I thought she was making some kind of joke. Um I didn't believe it. And after hearing, that it was in his control, it was again something that I also couldn't believe. So I was, really devastated for, even until this day. Um, I want to congratulate you for becoming an LVT. How was your journey in doing that? When did you become licensed?
Let's see. I became licensed in 2022.
Hmm.
That was when the journey though, it was long. Um, it is for most people they don't know, but it's I went through Imposter, so it's an online program.
Uh-huh.
2 years is the amount of time that it's supposed to take you,
Right.
and then if you have like undergraduate, I don't want to say experience, but classes, courses,
Hmm.
credits, you can transfer them to like skip like biology or English, things like that. Um, it took me 6 years. And at first, I was kind of ashamed about it, but I was working, and it was something that was offered to me when I first started at Banfield all my many years ago. I would say 13 years ago. But I mean, the objective is that you keep going,
Right.
you push yourself, and I'll be honest, we're being honest. I've been very vulnerable so far, but I went through something really depressing during that time period. So I took a lot of time off from school,
Hmm.
and luckily for them, they had extension programs, so I was able to just keep applying for an extension. And so I finally was like, no, I need to do this. I need to get up and just keep moving and finally see that like what did they call it? The finish line. Yes.
Right.
Oh, and then also because I was working with Trip at that time,
Hmm.
he told me that, he would help me study because this was kind of the first time I'd ever studied for like a really big exam.
Hmm.
And then he passed. And so I don't want to say that I was mad at him. I was like, he didn't help me. But it was kind of like I took his memorial sheet,
Hmm.
the little the ones his mom printed. And so I put it in my book bag and I was like, we're gonna do this together.
It's amazing.
So when the test is online, or if you take it at a center.
Hmm.
And so at the end of everything, they ask you two surveys before you even get your score, which is like torture.
Were you nervous
But
to
at
find
the
out?
end, oh my God, yes, because once you fit, and the surveys were like, oh, how was the proctor? How was the facility? Was it clean? Did you have everything you need? And I'm like, can we just get to, I just need to know if I passed, okay, or did I fail? And so finally, when they get to the loading, it said pass in little green letters, and I just started crying. Comes in and he's looking at me like, what is wrong with you? He literally said, and pointed to the screen, he's like, it says you passed. And I was like, I know, you just don't
We just don't
understand.
understand.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of pressure on me. I wanted to, do this for Peter as well, because, this was something that we had been talking about. And
Hmm.
he had helped me with like CRIs and things like that. So it was that, yeah, that's my whole journey of getting my license.
Yeah, congrats. Congrats. And in this field, in the veterinary field, veterinarians often hold the spotlight, but the support staff do a lot of the labor for the whole clinic or the hospital. Can you tell me what your role is in that sense?
What my role is in the clinic.
Everything and everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's except I mean I try to answer phones if they ring back there, but yeah, I'm pretty much doing everything. Um, you know, picking up a room because the room technician, or I should say assistant, AC is trying to now follow in suit with title protection. So anyone who is licensed is called a technician, and anyone who is unlicensed.
Hmm.
And so for the sake of that, I will continue to use
Right.
them. The room assistant, let's say they're busy doing x-rays or something, and it's
Hmm.
like, oh, they call me stock. So like, hey, can you grab this room? And so I go load it, and then I come back, and it's like, oh, we need blood on this animal. And I'm like, all right, or a spiky cat. I'm like, all right, I'll go get that. And then it's like, oh, let me check the laundry because our laundry's always backed up.
Hmm.
Um, and it's like, oh, we can't get this shot for x-rays. Can you go? I've been pulled out of appointments with a doctor to go help with x-rays
Hmm.
in radiology. So I do everything, but to me, it seems like I need to do more when it comes to training and making sure that my team members, my assistants, my other technicians,
Hmm.
um, know, how to be best at their job.
Okay.
So that way the doctor can,
Y-
watch the floor and
You're a
do
mentor
other
to
things
them,
that, yes, yeah, yeah. But
coach,
it's hard
mentor.
when you don't really have the time, and that's the problem.
If you could change one thing in the vet field to support more assistance and techs, what would you do? You know what? That smile, I know what it is. I know what that smile is, and then we could just skip it because yeah. I know what that smile
No,
is.
but
Yes, 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 I know.
I mean, besides
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
I love this little inside joke that we have. Besides that, I do think if there was a way that Hmm. Just like have more time to be able to focus on training. And unfortunately, because this is such a draining job, it's like you would need them to come in on an off day,
Uh-huh.
like a Sunday. We're closed on Sundays. But like, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to take that one day that they have off, that the hospital's closed to come and learn. And maybe I'm speaking out of turn, you know what I mean? Maybe some
Hmm.
people would really enjoy that. But I do think if there's a way that we could focus on training and making it fun and kind of I don't know. That's kind of, yeah. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, yeah. That inside joke. I think one day we're gonna come out and maybe speak about it later. Um,
Yeah, we should. We should.
that's it's like a hours long conversation. How do you balance the emotional, weight of long days, euthanasias, emotional guilt, and things that you experience on everyday basis?
the emotional aspect sometimes it's kind of hard. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm never ashamed to say this. I've been in therapy for over 6, 7 years now, and as I said earlier, I've been in vet med for 13 years.
Mhm.
I have that outlet. I know that when I do go to work, I'm always showing up at 100%. I mean, sometimes sure, like I'm not at 100%. Like I had I had Hugh Jackman on the brain my last couple of days at work, so I was not there 100%. But there are days that I just get really down. Like after Peter died, the owner of our clinic, his dog passed like in our clinic, and so I was a part of that code. Um, and that really got me down.
I'm sorry.
And I mean, it happens.
Hmm.
It just kind of reminds you to appreciate life when you have it. Don't take it for granted and stuff because no one is coming up always goes in. No one is going tomorrow. But I have outlets. I do art. I do creative writing. Um,
We can even talk.
I have a partner.
Yeah, let's talk about that. My next segment was going to be your art and creativity. Are those paintings behind you yours?
No, actually, so this one I got from an artist at an event called Pancakes and Booze. We were like near each other, and I just really love the yeah, I just really loved it.
Uh-huh.
This one I'm gonna move out. This one is Ganesh.
Okay.
It's also done by one of my friends who also works in vet med. That's who we met years ago.
Uh-huh.
Another place, and she's so fantastic. And then the normal go to oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. Territorie, but
Uh-huh.
they do all the different types of like little cities and stuff. So I'm always
You're repping Silver Spring, even though living in DC.
Silver Spring and Truxton Circle.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, because Greg used to live in Truxton Circle. I still love Silver Spring at the end of the day. Yeah, that started during COVID because I had so much time and I was just like, how can I take this time and, do something that I want to do? I had fun because that was my thing. I was like, I finally have all this time now. So what is it that I want to do? Like because I think what really sparked it was, I think maybe my mom or one of my, they were like, what are your hobbies?
Mhm.
And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. And so I was like, well, there's time to do it. So
Your persona is also pretty in paint. Is that correct? Also,
yeah.
where'd you get that name from?
So my government, Anastasia Loana Sanchez O'Neill,
Uh-huh.
which the O'Neill kind of throws it off, right? So my initials are ALSO.
Uh-huh.
And so so again during COVID, I was posting my artwork on my personal Instagram account. And somebody's like, you should make an art one, and I was like,
Mhm.
well, I don't know what my name should be. So it's a pun on my original personal account, which is also pretty in paint because I love paint, if you can't tell. So I was like, all right, well, the other gag was that I was getting paint everywhere on myself and on the walls and the table. And so I was like, okay, well, we're also pretty in paint too. So work.
There we go. Do you ever dream of expanding your art into something bigger, maybe a gallery or, maybe selling one of your paintings to Hugh Jackman?
Oh my gosh. I would like not accept money from him. I would give it to him and just take that as his. Actually, yeah, I used to be in a gallery down in Wheaton. That was pretty cool. I have thought about doing more painting per se. Right now, I do a lot of like earrings and craft stuff
Uh-huh.
with my ink. Excuse me, but I also have an installation piece at As You Are, which is a bar on 8th Street, Southeast.
Okay.
It is one of the few, if not the only remaining lesbian-owned LGBTQ safe spaces in.
What's the name of the bar?
As You Are.
As You Are. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I got to go check it out.
Yep, Yeah, it's upstairs. In not so when you go upstairs, it's a bar, and it's like a dance floor, and then in the center is like kind of like a green room, and then there's another room behind that. So it's
Awesome. Awesome. One time I went skiing with a friend and I sucked at it. When did you start skiing and how did you fall in love with it?
ooh. So my mom is from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Hmm.
For the listeners, my mom dated Prince in high school. Flex. um, that has nothing to do with skiing, but she did the. I'm gonna say this wrong. This solemn skiing,
Uh-huh.
and so that's where they have the flags kind of like down the S, and they gotta go swoosh, swoosh, swoosh around the flag. So my mom got me into skiing when I was a kid, just to kind of like do it occasionally. We went to Vermont. We went to other places that I can't recall. I just remember Vermont being the main one. I almost died there. Anyways, that's another story. But then once Greg and I started dating, he told me that he used to snowboard. He's from Western New York, Rochester.
Hmm.
And so I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's kind of make this a thing that we can do occasionally.
Right.
And then it kind of became our entire personalities. And so, so yeah, that's kind of how I got back into it, and that's kind of how he got back into it. And we were like,
It go
well, sorry.
it goes full circle, right? I mean, like you guys are getting married in 5 months and then, the wedding is skiing.
Yeah, yeah. It's
uh
kind of a, yeah,
do you have any favorite
you know,
slopes? Any favorite mountains you like to ski?
favorite slope. Yes, yes, yes. We love going to Okemo, which is in Vermont.
Uh-huh.
Um, it, it's for all types of skiers and snowboarders, all ages. The slopes are amazing. They're fun. And it's like a more like a chill vibe, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
they're like whoa. Versus Stowe, which I love Stowe. Stowe is beautiful. Their slopes are also their trails are beautiful. But sometimes you can run into more hoity-toity people up there.
Uh-huh.
Um, and again, if that's your vibe, if that's what you want to experience, by all means, it's beautiful. They have gondolas, which is pretty cool. Um, so Kimo is kind of more like chill.
More chill.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I got to go with you one day. Yeah, I still don't know how to ski. My is it the pizza and fries, right?
yeah, pizza central.
Pizza
Yeah,
French fries, yeah. Yeah, no, I think I almost broke my legs or my knees. It was like the worst, not the worst experience, but it was a really painful experience doing it. I fell twice and I look like one of those kids trying to learn how to ski. So yeah, it's yeah, you got to teach me.
yeah, it's hard. I don't think I'll be able to teach you. I took one of my friends not too long ago, and yeah, I was like, I mean, it's like it's too much. I'm like, no, that's why they pay instructors.
What about your ambitions that you hold for yourself now, personally, professionally, creatively? Do you want to VTS? Specialize in anything? Um, any creative artworks that we can get a peek behind?
Right now I'm prepping for an art show on the 11th. It
Okay.
is called, well, it's by DC.
Hmm.
You can see it on my Instagram, which my handle is also pretty. But um, I'll have like mostly earrings and stuff there. Gosh, and I really want to get my website up and rolling, so that way I don't have to do so many in-person shows because
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of work to set the tent up and do all that stuff. Work-wise, though, I kind of just want to continue to work on my leadership skills and making sure that I can genuinely motivate people to be their best self and
Hmm.
make sure that, they understand that,
Excuse me.
they are in charge or taking care of someone's, essentially like someone's family member, someone's child, you know, um, they're not human babies, but some people who don't have children like myself, I would want to make sure that that person who I'm giving her to take care of and do whatever medical treatment they need,
Right.
um, are doing the best that they can be doing. So that's my biggest goal is just motivation and just making sure that I can also be the best leader that I can be. So. Oh,
You
and you said BTS. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I'm so sorry.
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
I I have looked in getting my BTS in nutrition and clinical pathology. Those are my two favorite subjects. And
Awesome.
usually, whenever I go to CE, um, that's usually I always find myself taking the nutrition one. And they don't have a lot of clin path ones, but if they do, I usually jump on it. So yes, but it's it's a lot harder. And then on top of all my other responsibilities and wedding planning, it's a little difficult to balance everything. And that's something else I should probably work on being better at is balancing. But yes, that is what I want to do.
What about nutrition? Do you like, is it more about finding out what's best for a pet? What kind of diet?
I love learning about renewable food sources. That one's been kind of like the highlight. And what's interesting is that um, before I got into vet med, I was a pet nutritionist through Hills.
Okay.
So nutrition actually has always been kind of uh, a draw for me.
What do you think of the food trends right now, like raw diet, anything of that? Any advice to the listeners, to pet parents?
So I said earlier that I am a Reiki practitioner. So I do believe in both holistic medicine as well as a holistic lifestyle, but also in conjunction with consider Western medicine.
Hmm.
It's a balance. At the end of the day, it's a balance. As long as people do adequate and safe research about what it is that they're feeding, then I'm okay with it. It's kind of when they think that, oh, I raw food is the best way to go and it's the only way to go, where I kind of get a little miffed because it's like, no, that's not true. A dog that has no teeth can't eat a raw diet. Um, also you can't really determine how clean that chicken is because technically, from my friends who work at the health departments and things like that, washing chicken actually kind of can spread the bacteria further across
Hmm.
the breast, especially since you're not cooking it, because that's what cooking does is kill the bacteria. So,
Right.
um, so that's my 2 cents there. But yeah, I one of the things I did when I was a food rep was kind of show people like this is your ingredient list. Take that for what it is. Keep in mind that things at the bottom means that there are less of that ingredient than everything else at the top. And anything that says flavored,
Hmm.
so chocolate flavored candy or chicken flavored anything, just means that there's 3% or less of that actual flavor in that.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Wow. You learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite little tips and tricks.
You advocate for your teammates, you advocate for your clinic, you advocate for yourself. What do you advocate for your patients? From an early stage as a puppy, kitten, what would you tell pet owners to do first?
The primary go-to is just making sure that you annoy them by touching their feet and their ears. And then of course vaccinations and feeding schedules, making sure that they're not introducing their dogs to rando dogs, stranger dogs.
Mhm.
Can you really trust your friend to know that their dog is up to date on all their vaccines?
Right.
I don't know. I'm pretty what's the word suspicious, but yeah, and also socialization. Once that dog is fully vaccinated and it's safe to go and socialize, sure, then go take them to your friend's dog, who hopefully is nice. Also, it tell people to stay away from dog parks
Dog parks.
as I have traumatized my own dog.
With the rising cost of vet bills, what can owners do to, stay ahead of the curve?
Oh my gosh, pet insurance, pet insurance, pet insurance. Actually, our clinic just started to work with, I believe it's True Panion. I'm so sorry, it's brand new, and we initiated it right before I left on vacation. I'm on PTO
Hmm.
technically right now because, yeah, burnout is real.
For sure.
But yeah, nowadays people can. I think this one. I think it's True Panion. Oh my god! But they we can submit your claim right then and there. We can pre-approve people right then and there um, through like the portal that we have in our system. Trupanion will actually pay us immediately, and then maybe they have like a co-balance or a co-pay
Right.
for the remaining of the things. And I mean, I haven't seen it in action yet, but I can only imagine how many lives that saved, how many treatments. And I mean, let's be real here. Even as a licensed technician myself, I mean, it's
Hmm.
so hard to. I'm probably, and this is because I'm also, I don't want to say financially illiterate, but I have maybe 1 month of bills saved,
Okay.
not including the fact I'm getting married, because that's where most of my money is going. So if something were to happen to my dog and I had to take her to like the emergency hospital, um, I would be up a creek without a paddle, as they say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely for sure. Yeah, pet insurance is something, that I've always been advocating for a long time. We work in the field and we kind of are we are our own pet insurance in one way, right? With all the pet employee discounts. But,
God, yeah.
majority of people don't have that benefit. So, um, yeah. Um, as we start to wrap up, I want to leave some space for reflection for you, for Peter, for the team. When you think about Peter, what makes you smile about him?
I mean, just him. Like I can think of. There's so many things. I mean, the when he showed up in the Dalmatian onesie, just thinking about how he always had a comeback system. He was so witty, and I'm like, how does your brain work like that? I'm one of those people that like I'll be laying in bed, the situation happened like 3 days ago, and I'm like, oh, I didn't do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, he was always just so witty, but also so caring. I do. I think about him literally every day. I mean, when the new season of Doctor Who came out, we have a book at work
Uh-huh.
to write him notes. And so I wrote him. I was like, "Oh my God, you would love the new season of Doctor Who. Like, this is what's going on." So yeah, that's kind of what I think about. And of course, Hugo, their dog. Luckily, I still see Chelsea and Hugo. We walk together. We walk our dogs together sometimes, which is funny because my dog is dog reactive, her dog is dog reactive, but they can walk together fine. In fact, there have been times where she has initiated barking at some dog across the street,
Hmm.
and then Hugo will start barking at the dog across the street. So that's kind of how I keep his memory alive. I mean, he's alive through me. I still have everything. I have a little, I don't want to say a shrine. That sounds kind of weird, but I have like a memorial
Hmm.
of him in my room in my house.
Yeah. For anybody that's going through a tough time, whether it's in the clinic or outside of it, what would you tell them? Are there any resources you went to sort of seek help?
Like I said, I've been in therapy for 7 years, so that was kind of, and I started seeing her initially for free. So we already had that rapport.
Hmm.
If you don't have access to a therapist, please try to find one. Therapy is important. Please don't think that you have to be crazy or have any kind of, I don't know. You don't have to. There's nothing wrong with you to want to go to therapy, and that's something I really, really want to stress because being a person of color, my mother is black, my father is Mexican. Even when I first started going, and again, this is not that long ago,
Mhm.
my mom still kind of had that negative connotation. Why do you need to go to therapy? There's
Right.
nothing wrong with you. And it's like, oh, I still want to better myself, even if you think there's nothing wrong with me.
Right.
And I'm not even gonna acknowledge what my father said. um, but there is the National Suicide Hotline. Always, please. There's always someone willing to listen. You can also reach out to me on my Instagram account, please. I'm very responsive. I want to help people in any way, shape, or form if they ever feel the need that they're just not important. And it's like you are. You make someone's day, whether you see it. Actually, that was one of the art pieces that I had made after Trip had died. It's a triptych, so it's three different pieces.
Hmm.
And so I didn't seal it because again, it represents life, and each line in that piece represents someone else's life that you impacted, whether good, bad, or indifferent. You
Right.
still made someone's day. And then in the center is like a gold circle to represent the life. And so again, it's unsealed because life is not fancy. Life is not pretty. Life is can be ugly. Is who said it? George Washington said in Hamilton, "Dying is easy, living is harder."
Absolutely. Yeah. Where can people find your work? I know you mentioned your Instagram. What's your website?
My website is on my Instagram account.
Okay.
I do all my work through there. No, it's also dash prettyinpaint .square .site.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's why I was like, oh, I'll just go click on it on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Anastasia, thank you for being on the pod. I appreciate your time. And yeah, next time, let's link up in person. Let's chat more, and we'll talk about that in secret joke.
I would love to.
Yeah, I'm sure some people will know what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm sure anyone who knows us. No.
Awesome. Alrighty.
I hope you feel better.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. At least my voice sounds a little bit better when I'm sick.